If you or someone you know has diabetes, you may have built up an extra supply of test strips and lancets. That's where we come in. We'll buy the supplies that you don't need and resell them to those in need to prevent waste. Help us make diabetes management more affordable. Visit us at teststripswithaz.com.
All right, we have Ashley Smashley Cummins on the program. It was just announced earlier this week that she will challenge Jinh Yu Frey for the Invicta atomweight title October 4th in the main event of Invicta FC 36. How are you, Ashley?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So this is exciting news, right? I mean, you get to be in the main event in a title fight, taking on the last fighter that defeated you over 2 years ago. It's been a pretty darn good week for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a dream come true. I've always had a dream of being a world champion, and I finally have my opportunity.
You fought her at Invicta 24 a couple of summers ago, and it didn't go your way. You've since been able to bounce back, pick up a couple of victories. What was your biggest takeaway? What did you learn from that first fight with Jinh Yu Frey?
I learned a lot. I learned, my weaknesses and things that I need to get better at. And, since that fight, I've been in the gym nonstop. I actually switched camps since that fight because I moved from St. Louis to San Diego. I've been in San Diego for a little over a year now at this new gym, and I know how much better I've gotten in every aspect of MMA, and I know I'm a completely different fighter now.
Looking back and doing my research, I can't believe that it's been 9 years since you had your first amateur fight. Like, it's crazy to me to think about because you've been in there with some of the very best in different promotions. You were part of season 23 of The Ultimate Fighter, different weight classes. Does it all seem like a blur, 9 years? Or does it seem like only yesterday? Or does it seem like you've been doing this for 100 years now?
No, I feel like I've been doing it for 100 years. That's how my body feels. Yeah, I've been in this sport for a long time. I've been training for 12, 13 years. So it's been a long road. Since day one, 13 years ago, my dream was to be a world champion. So, after 13 years of hard work, I'm finally getting my chance.
Jin's had a couple of wins, including winning the title and defending it, but those wins are sandwiched in between a couple of losses in some different promotions. Have you watched her last few fights? And if so, what did you take away from those?
Yeah, I've watched her fights. What I always say about Jin, she's really good. She's very talented. That's why she's the champ. I think I've improved a lot the past couple of years. I know she has as well, but I think I'm a tough fight for anyone. So I think my first fight with her, I agree with the judge's decision. I've never argued it. I understand why I lost, but I do think it was a close fight. I think it was a hard win for her. I think I'm a tough fight for anybody. So I'm excited to, for the rematch. I'm excited to put my skills against the best. She is the best. And I'm excited to challenge, one of the best in the world and see where I stand. And especially, with how much I've improved lately, I'm excited to go in there and see what I'm capable of.
You talked about making the move to San Diego, joining a different gym, training with the likes of Alima Lane McFarland, Pearl Gonzalez, and many others. Outside of, geographically and things like that, what would you say is the biggest difference between the Ashley Cummins in your first fight with Jin to the fighter we're going to see in the Invicta cage on October 4th?
Besides I've gotten better everywhere with my MMA, but I think mentally I've gotten a lot stronger since my last fight with her. Being around all these amazing female athletes, every day is a grind. Like every day, all these high-level athletes, we're all in there and we're all trying to beat the crap out of each other every day. And I never had that in St. Louis. I was always the only female in my gym. And now I got like Liz Carmouche, I got Alima, I got Pearl, I got all these other females at the gym that are just badasses. And I'm always the smallest one, and every day just grinding with them and them on top of me, beating my ass. I think it's made me mentally stronger. It's like, oh shit, like I can hold my own against some of these bad chicks. That I guess motivates me and makes me stronger mentally to know. Sorry, my cat.
Hey. Oh, good.
This is Gigi.
Gigi?
Yeah, I rescued her a couple years ago on patrol.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, sorry. But
glory hog. It's all right.
but yeah, I think being around all these high level female athletes has made me mentally strong.
How do you see this fight all playing out in a few weeks?
I think it's going to be a grinding fight. You know, we're both, both of us are aggressive. Both of us are obviously high-level athletes, and both of us don't want to lose. We're both competitors, so I think it's going to be a grinding fight. And I think it's going to be a tough fight, but I'm ready for the challenge. You know, and I'm expecting my hand raised and when the belt around my waist at the end of it.
I know, like you talked about, you're in California now. I remember speaking a couple of years ago to Ariane Zekti, and he talked about you a lot in that conversation and the adventures and being roommates and all. Do you still keep in contact with him? He's been doing well in the cage as of late as well.
Oh yeah. I talk to him about once a month still. We're still friends. He has 2 cats, and one of his cats I rescued and gave to him. So a lot of times, like, a lot of our conversations are just about cats. Like on Instagram, like he'll post a picture of his cat or a video and I comment, and like we'll message each other about like, oh, your cat did that. Look what my cat did. So our conversations are really dumb and silly, but we're still friends.
Have you rescued a lot of animals, a lot of different cats?
Yeah. Rescue work with animals is like a big passion of mine. It always has been since I was little. So I rescue a lot of stray and abused dogs and cats.
Well, that's great. And you talked about being on patrol when you rescued your cat. You're also a police officer. Talk about having 2 of the most difficult and thankless jobs on the planet, right? Like, what has life been like being both fighter and police officer?
I'm just used to balancing both. I love both my passions. I love being a police officer. I love being an MMA fighter. Both careers complement each other in different ways. And it would be hard for me to do one without the other. I mean, I would be sad, like, if I took away one. I want both in my life. And, I've been a cop for 9 years, and I've been in the sport 12, 13 years. So I'm just so used to balancing both. It's just second nature to me.
What will having that world title, I know this is a dream of yours. You've been dreaming about being a world champion. You know, the fight's a few weeks away. Have you allowed yourself to sort of visualize that moment of getting that title wrapped around your waist? And if so, what will that all mean to you?
It'll mean everything to me. I mean, I visualize it every day. I've been visualizing it before I even got the opportunity. It'll be 13 years of hard work, and all I've ever wanted was to be a world champion. And, I'll finally be a world champion. It's something I'm very passionate about and something I've been working really hard towards for years and years. And, I'm excited to bring that belt home and celebrate with my family and my team and to know that I can finally sleep easy, that I accomplished my life goal.
It looks like, at least according to Dana White a few weeks ago, Shannon Knapp is looking to get some cards in Las Vegas at the new Apex, the new UFC Apex. I love the idea of having an Invicta card in Vegas on a Friday night before a big UFC event. I think it gives the fans something a little bit extra, gets you ladies on a bigger stage, in my opinion. Are you excited for these possibilities and seeing more and more growth within Invicta, within that organization?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea. I heard about that too. I mean, they should have thought of that sooner, because it'll help Invicta with ticket sales. It'll help them with revenue. It'll help get more exposure for the fighters. I'm also hoping UFC picks up the atomweight division sometime soon, so it will help with that. I mean, it will be a very positive impact for Invicta as a whole if they move it to the Apex Center.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a lot of chatter about, there's too many weight classes as it is. I think maybe that's true, but maybe not the right weight classes are where they're supposed to be. I think there's a strong argument for the atomweight division. Do you foresee a day where that happens at this point, or do you think it's a little while down the road?
I don't know. I go back and forth. Sometimes I think it's going to happen like really soon, and other times I'm like, nah, they're not going to start it anytime soon. I don't know. I do think the UFC has a lot of 115 pounders that could drop to 105, like Tisha Torres, Carla Esparza, Michelle Watterson, I think could, Jessica Penne, and I know there's more. I guess it's just up to the UFC, when they decide to do it. There's so many talented 105ers, not just in this country, but in Brazil and Asia. I don't see why they haven't done it yet. There's so much talent. So I think it's just a matter of time, but I don't know if it's going to be soon or going to be like years from now when my body's already broken.
If they did an Ultimate Fighter to kind of welcome this division, would you do it again?
Oh, hell yeah. I would for 105, for sure.
All right. Ashley Cummins, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to return to action. October 4th, challenging Jinh Yu Frey for the Invicta atomweight title in the main event of Invicta FC 37. That's going to air on UFC Fight Pass if you can't make it into the building. Thank you for jumping on, Ashley. Before I let you go, let the folks know where they can follow along on this journey with you on the web, via social media, any shout-outs, anything else you want to get off your chest. The floor is yours.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Smashley MMA. On Facebook, I have a fan page. It's Ashley Smashley Cummins. I just want to thank my gyms, 10th Planet San Diego, CYAC Boxing, and thank you to Dan Henderson's Athletic Fitness Center.
Thank you, Ashley. All the best to you through this camp and in the fight on October 4th.
Thank you very much.